Hello everyone, welcome to a World of Warship Blitz video. In today's video we are taking out the Tier 7 premium Italian cruiser whose name is too difficult for me to pronounce. So this is a premium that's been around for a few months, or probably a year or so, I think. One of the early Italian ships. So yeah, it has a few distinct advantages over the main cruiser line, in that it is has HE and it has sonar. Its disadvantages, of course, are that it's just, well, not quite as strong a ship. So the Zara at Tier 7 is an immensely powerful ship. But this ship has another advantage, and that is the immense speed. So the Italian cruisers have some very fast cruisers at Tier 4, I think. They have an immensely fast speed down there. And they go a little bit all over the place, but generally they're pretty quick. But this thing has essentially is the cruiser equivalent of La Terrible. It has a top speed of 38 knots. So I'm trying to get into the cap here. Which is a pretty risky thing to do, but what we're trying to do by getting into the cap is to try and capture this thing back off the bad guys. It's locked nearly in the full-on position. I think they are accruing points from it because they grabbed it. We've sort of tried to snatch it back. I am using the speed to my advantage because that makes me a very difficult target. So above a certain speed, ships actually become very difficult to hit, and you'll see this if you ever get into Le Terrible and you fight at range. That immense speed, some players know how to put that much lead on it, but many more don't. So here I am, I'm going to turn around, I'm going to put my nose in, to try and grab that cap and hold that cap. In the meantime, our ships are showing the sort of sprawling, making up their mine pattern. I am going in reverse so that I'm putting my nose into the enemy. Well, I should probably put those torpedoes out. I'm going to have to swing the tail of the ship, see how many of these I can avoid. It is a long ship, and I do actually connect with 3 of those torpedoes, which is pretty unfortunate. But what this does do is it puts me behind the rock. I can hold the cap and rain down enemy fire on the enemy from a point of relative safety, bearing in mind that our team is basically performing an outside the cap circular sort of arrangement. So we just have to keep, now it means that I can't get all my guns in, but while we're holding the cap, to be fair, that's probably the least of our worries, although this destroyer looks like he might be trying to sneak into the cap, and that is not good. I've got a friend here who's just sneaked over the edge. But what's really missing in this battle, what's totally missing in this battle, is battleships getting into the cap. Battleships not getting into the cap on the Golden Channel are basically the way you lose. So if you're in a team and your battleship is mucking around outside the cap, unless you've got particularly lucky because the enemy battleships are doing the same thing, which they are in this case, right? Or this guy's crossed over. He's actually making the difference, because what he's doing is he's actually getting into the cap and he's taking it off us, and it's actually going to be very difficult to get it back. So what I'm doing here is I'm popping out, which is a pretty risky thing to do, but we just need to reduce the numbers in the cap, and if we don't do something, this game is lost. So we're just keeping, what we're trying to do is light fires on him and not get fires lit on us. I'm really grateful that guy fired HE, because AP, sort of on a broadside like that, would have done immense amounts of damage. He hasn't lit any fires, and so I crawl back in behind my rock. We actually need some support here, so I call for support, because anybody getting inside the cap would help us at this stage, anybody at all. I can't get the speed up to be able to do a run across the cap or anything like that, because the ship has just not got the acceleration for it. Oh, here we go. We can grab an enemy, so we can snag that battleship, and he's gone. And we have this, I've fired 2, he's been in reverse, I didn't catch that. We're on fire, we don't really want to be on fire. Shell's going over the top. We are trying to basically hold the cap. We have even numbers of ships, we're actually down 1 ship now. We're even up. We just need someone to have the gumption to come on and get inside that circle, and we can do the business with this ship, with this game. So that's the Farragut. My problem here is that it's going to take too long to knock him down. Oh, there he goes. Some enemy fire from the back. I have 2 fires, very little health left. Let's see if we can give this guy a bit of a seeing to. My guns aren't clear. Hopefully I can get some more shots on him. And how's that looking? Yep, got the kill. I'm probably going to burn down, but hopefully I can grab the cap before I do. I've got an enemy battleship off to the rear. I've got something like 20 seconds before his guns cook off, so fire my torpedoes, head off towards the front to try and reduce my profile, because really that ship is extremely dangerous to a cruiser in my state of health. But we are holding the cap. We're crawling this game back. It's very even. We need to retain the cap, and we need to take down at least one more ship to take the place of probably what's going to happen to my ship, because there is a carrier out there and I don't have a lot of health and I don't have a lot of heals left, and defensive AA doesn't really make a lot of difference. Here comes the enemy, and yeah, that fire's going to do the trick. So we have got we're down on points. We need one enemy taken down. As long as we can keep gaining points, we'll lose a second enemy. That puts the match in the bag for the enemy. I get 2 hits with my torpedoes, so yep, doing a good job on clearing the torpedoes. So I mean, unfortunately I was in a high-speed cruiser, which is really a harassing ship. I should be on the outside, basically causing all sorts of grief to the enemy, and instead we have a slow-ass battleship who is basically doing a circuit of the map. And if you want to understand why you lose the Golden Channel, you die and you look out and there is a full health battleship cruising in some random part of the map, that is basically the problem, because I had to make up for all those hit points that weren't in the cap in order to try and make up for the absence of that amount of heavy metal. So for battleship captains, do bear in mind that there is a high degree of frustration on the part of cruiser captains and destroyer captains if you're incapable of driving a ship inside a circle inscribed on the ocean. Anyway, the Duca Degli Abruzzi is a fantastic ship. It's amazing in respawn. It's absolutely psychotic in respawn, because basically it is just a very, very heavily armed Le Terrible. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching it. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.